Anthony Slater here in darkened Toyota Center in downtown Houston after the Thunder just experienced their first loss of the season. First loss of the Billy Donovan era, 110-105. Rockets over the Thunder tonight. And this game was really lost in the third quarter for a couple reasons. Turnovers have been an issue, even dating back to the preseason for this Thunder team, learning this new Billy Donovan offense. But tonight, they're particularly bad. A season-high 25, including 9 in the third quarter. 5 from Durant, 6 from Augustine, 7 from Westbrook. And the turning point really, in that third quarter was Westbrook picked up 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes, which gave him 4 on the night, forced him to the bench for the final 9 minutes of the quarter, and the Rockets explode on a 28-10 run, take control of the game, and eventually win. After the game, Billy Donovan talked about the loss, talked about the turnovers, and so did Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook, who was short tonight, but he still talked about it. Here they are.
Which turnovers are the avoidable ones, and how do you solve the issue? Because this isn't a one-game thing.
No, it's not. I mean, I think you can probably pretty much go all the way back to the preseason. It's something that we've got to keep, continually address. I think, with offense and some of this stuff being new to these guys, I do think, as they get accustomed to making reads and those kind of things, it will get better. But I also think too, there's turnovers inside your offense where you're actually trying to make the right pass, but it's not executed well. And then there's those ones that, probably a low risk, high reward, a high risk, low reward, kind of pass. Or some of those we need to maybe get a little bit better at. But I think it's really just our team. It's not like it's one individual. On given nights, it's been different people. I just think collectively as a group, we all got to try to make an effort to try to improve and get better in that area.
Did you feel Westbrook's fourth foul was kind of the turning point, and was there any thought to try to keep him in there?
I did, but you know what? I'd say this. I think the one thing that I'm trying to be mindful of as a coach is having our team have things that can be sustained. And at some point, our bench or Russell getting in foul trouble, Kevin being in foul trouble, someone needing a blow, we're going to need those guys to step up and play. And those guys played so well, coming off the bench. And DJ in particular last game played so well. But we're going to need those guys in given times to step up. So I think one time you can, at one point you can, just try to come to the rescue. But at the same point, for us to be a balanced team, I think giving those guys the opportunity to play through those difficulties is important.
You mentioned kind of patching together some lineups against the Rockets small ball. Is that where Anthony Morrow kind of got caught in a matchup issue? He only played 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think a little bit. It had nothing to do really with Anthony. Anthony's out there, but they're playing with guards and they're really, really spacing the floor and they're doing those kind of things. And we wanted to try to use maybe a little bit of length, with Kyle, playing the 3 and the 4. Sometimes with Kevin to get some length to at least if they're going to shoot, they're shooting over a little bit of length. But really, from Anthony's standpoint, I got a lot of confidence and belief in him. He's a consummate professional, but it was probably more matchups, that we were looking at, and trying to manufacture a good lineup where we could run offense and also guard.
Did you try to get a timeout before Kevin took that late 3? It looked like you were trying to get a timeout.
I was. Well, when they came to, I think one of the things that is hard is sometimes you're coming down in transition, you're down by 3. I think there was 12 seconds to go, maybe in a clock 13 seconds, and I wanted to let those guys play it out, and I thought they actually manufactured a really good shot. I mean, Kevin, I think, popped it right over to Russell. I think Russell had a pretty clear contested look. Then the clock's down to 6 or 7, and I'm trying to call timeout, and the referees didn't hear me. And then we tried to play it through, and I would have liked to have gotten a timeout there, because then at that point we were disheveled. We came down, I thought Russ got a good look, had a chance to tie it. We got the rebound. I would have liked to have been able to get it, but I was trying to call one there, and I thought we'd have enough time with 5 or 6 on the clock to at least come up with the side of the bounce play. Not to say we would have made it or even got it off, but at least had the chance to maybe get a better look than we did.
Did you feel you were too isolation heavy in the fourth? Did you like the looks you got?
Again, I think that this is what I would say. I think we played a game yesterday where we had 32 assists. We really moved it. We shared it. We did some great things, and we came back. And that's, I think, what we've got to really try to create is that consistency of playing that way. And you know what? I've got to do a better job, and it's been hard because of obviously the games coming like they are. Is when we get caught in some really, really unique lineups, like we did, today, where there's some guys that are getting a little bit confused on what they're doing, and I don't think it's their fault. I think it's they're getting pulled out of different situations, and because of maybe some front court injuries with Houston, they ended up playing small the whole entire game. And we tried to match and play big sometime with Serge and Steven or Serge and Ennis. And then there was some times where obviously we went small. When Kevin was off the floor, we played small. We're putting Kyle there. So some guys were in some different positions, and I think that had something to contribute, attributed to, some of the struggles.
Is it pretty upsetting to know that you're not going to go undefeated in your NBA coaching career?
Yeah, I'm heartbroken right now. No. No, I mean, listen, I think we can really learn from this. I think we can get better from it.
So that's kind of been a theme even back to preseason. What are the avoidable turnovers?
Just a live ball ones where we just dribbling off our foot or playing in the crowd. We can eliminate those. But yeah, that's why we lost the game. We gave 25 turnovers. I don't know how many points on turnovers we gave them. They had 16 fast break points, so they had 12 points, 9 points over a turnover that game. 21 points off our turnovers. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's the game. Me as a leader, I can't have 5 turnovers and no assists. That's not acceptable. So we can correct that.
Do you feel their defensive intensity picked up in the third quarter?
Nah, it was the same all game. They threw out some funky lineups. They're desperate. So they were played 4 guards, and but we just gotta be better. Taking care of the basketball. We got good shots. We forced them into some tough shots, but they got to the free throw line, and that opened it up for them. So we just gotta learn from it.
Did you sense desperation on them that they needed this game?
Yeah. They didn't want to even at 0-4. We were up 14 points, and we didn't put them away like we should. So. Tough before.
Kevin, how do you feel about the offense? You guys are now running here with Coach Donovan and stuff. You feel real good with it?
Yeah, I feel great. We got a lot of different options. A lot of different scores, and you still learning it, but it's we got a good feel for it.
Did the Rockets small ball throw the team off any?
Yeah, they got they played Brewer and Ariza at the 4s, so it threw us off a little bit. We were cross-matched a lot of, coming back in transition, and James was playing a 4 guarding Serge, and, so we don't want, Serge guard James, so coming back on the other end, it was kind of, we kind of got confused a little bit. A couple times they had some threes off of it, so we just got to talk and communicate better.
That shot late, the late 3, over Harden. Do you regret that shot? Do you wish you got the timeout that Billy was calling for, or did you like the look?
Man, I didn't hear him call a timeout. I heard him say to the ref that he tried to call a timeout, but I was just saying the time was running down. That's my fault. I should have got a better shot.
Seemed to be the theme for most of these guys on why you lost. What are the avoidable ones that you guys could have had?
I don't know. We'll look at it and see.
You had 3 fouls in the first couple minutes of the third that put you on the bench. One of them was after Kevin lost his shoe. Is that one you kind of regret taking the auto foul?
Never.
Did you try to talk Coach out of leaving you on there after the 4th one a bit?
No.
Did you get the feeling that Houston was in a desperation mode out there?
Obviously. They lost 3 in a row. They should be desperate. We let them off the hook tonight, but a good win by them.